Hi everyone, I'm Peter Jolly from Great Ocean Healing Centre. This is my wife Dionne and my beautiful dog Billy, happily sleeping. He's always a part of our yoga classes online. Make sure you jump onto our website if you're keen to check out some online yoga classes that you can access from your own living room. It's really convenient and a lot of fun. Today we're going to take you through a slow vinyasa flow, meaning that each pose or asana is continued on into the next, and then we repeat the sequence over and over. We'll probably go through the sequence 3 times to each side of the body. Please take care of yourself, go gently, follow your breath, don't push the body. You want to feel blood flow and warmth build through the body and strength in your bones and muscles. It's a fantastic practice to do in conjunction with any physical fitness routine or any sort of physical activity. So we're going to start today down in child's pose. But before we do, sorry Dee, if you have some blocks or you have a bolster, you may want to have them handy. You might not need them, but they can help you in the process. Dee will be demonstrating with blocks in a couple of the poses. Okay, so finding your way down onto your mat, folding down into child's pose, so taking the forehead all the way down to the floor. If you can't make the floor, you support the forehead with 2 fists on top of each other, or you support the head and the chin in the hands onto the elbows, or you simply rest the eyes into the palms and follow the breath. So about 6 breaths here. Just in and out through your nose, settling in, lengthening the back of the body. And when you breathe out your 6th breath, you're going to just lift up the head, slide your arms out in front, and come down onto your belly, extending the whole body long onto the floor. So arms out in front, forehead on the mat. Release your toes, toes touch, heels apart, press through the tops of the feet, knees lift, pubic bone rolls to the belly button. Breathe into the belly and raise up onto your waist, lifting your arms, your legs, and your head off the floor. 6 breaths here. Only hold it for as long as you can. Make sure there's no stress or strain in the lower back and that you're reaching out into the fingertips and the toes. When you breathe out on your 6th breath, relax everything back onto the floor. Then tuck under the toes. Slide your hands up under your shoulders. Press the chest up off the floor and lift the hips up into the air, coming onto the balls of your feet and lifting into downward facing dog. Stay on the balls of the feet. Roll the sit bones down the backs of your legs. Take the ribs back. Move the chest towards the floor and the crown of the head towards the floor. Press out into your hands. Spread the fingers. And then gently lower the heels onto or deeper towards the floor. If you need to bend your knees, you can bend your knees. It's about lengthening through your back body. By now you should have breathed 6 nice, slow, deep breaths. Look up at your hands. Rock forward and step the right foot forward towards or between the hands. If you can't make it all the way between, you just shuffle the foot forward. Beautiful. Press out through the front foot. Drop the back heel 45 degrees. Breathe in and lift the upper body up, taking the arms all the way with you. If you can't raise the arms, keep the hands on the hips. Bend down to deepen through the front knee and keep that back hip rolled forward and down. Follow the breath into the belly. And then on the out breath of the 6th breath, you simply straighten through the front leg, turn the body towards the long edge of the mat, drop the arms down to shoulder height. Looking at the middle finger of the front hand, slide that front hip back. Keep that top that forward and down. Slide this hip back into, that's it. And then hinge at the hips and drop the right hand towards the floor, the shin, the ankle, the foot. Rolling open through the waist. Face looks towards the floor for balance or up towards the ceiling. Try not to keep the head at a neutral sideways position. Just strains the neck a little. Follow the breath. Pubic bone to belly button. Ribs tuck back. Belly breath. And then as you breathe out the sixth breath, just gently lower that right hand down. Swing the body towards the floor. Walk the hands onto the floor, shoulder width apart. You can wiggle your feet a little wider apart if you need to. Then you lower the upper body to the floor. And you either keep the hands shoulder width apart or you step it through the legs. Pressing into the feet, the big toes, little toes gripping with the heel. You might find a slight bend in the knees, that's fine. Rolling the sit bones down and back. And then as you breathe out your sixth breath, slide the hands back underneath the shoulders. Heel toe the feet a little closer in so that the feet end up just a bit wider than your hips with your toes turning out. Then you're going to lower down into a squat. If you can't make a full squat, you can rest down onto some blocks. You want to work the squat so that your heels aren't coming from the floor. And if they are, you can widen your stance a little. If you can't get low down, you can simply stay on the tops of the thighs. Following the breath, lengthening pubic bone to belly button, ribs tucked back, chest lifts. And then from here, release the hands, release the blocks if they're there, and come down onto both knees into lightning bolt pose. So you're just sitting back on your heels. If this is difficult, you grab another block, put it behind your calves, onto the heels, and you sit supported. Left hand under the right, thumbs to touch. Just follow your breath. And then as you breathe out your sixth breath, rolling forward, turning the body to the left end of the mat and coming down into child's pose. Maybe scoot yourself back a little. Folding down, supporting the head with the fists into the chin or the eyes, or simply the forehead on the floor and the arms down beside you. This whole time, as you're learning the sequence, your focus for the first round will be on the positions, and then as you move through the repetitions of the sequence, you want to have your awareness dropping deeper and deeper into the breath, into the subtler part of your body. So when you breathe in next, you lift the head, slide the hands all the way along the mat, reaching the body out onto your belly. Sliding the hands forward, toes touch, heels apart, press through the tops of the feet. Lift the knees, firm the thighs, pubic bone to belly button. Breath into the belly, lift the body up onto the waist. Chin into the throat, 6 breaths. On the out breath of the 6th breath, you lower everything back to the floor. Then you slide your hands back under the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Press the body up off the floor, lifting the hips to the ceiling, coming back onto the balls of the feet. Sit bones rolling down the backs of your legs, ribs back, chest towards the floor, crown of the head towards the floor. Rolling the shoulders open, pressing out into the palms and the fingers. Follow the breath. And when you're ready, you gently lower the heels closer or onto the floor. Your feet are only the inside edges of your hip width apart. They're not wide apart. If you need a slight bend in the knees, that's okay too. On the out breath of the sixth breath, you look at your hands, you rock up more onto the balls of the feet, tuck the left knee towards the chest and sweep that left foot forward as far as you can. And then you work it further forward as you go, lifting up onto the fingertips. When you're there, press through the front foot, drop the back heel 45 degrees, press through the feet and lift the upper body up. Arms follow into the air, or you keep your hands on your hips. Lengthen pubic bone to belly button, ribs tuck back, chest lifts towards the ears. Hands face each other, active to your fingertips. Deepen the lunge by bending through your front knee. Press out through the feet as if you're trying to tear the mat apart. That'll help to engage your pelvic floor. Belly breath. And when you're finished your sixth breath, you're going to turn the body to the long edge of the mat. Take the hands to shoulder height, palms facing the floor. Straighten through that front leg. Hinge the hip into the back and hinge the body to the left and then fold the body down. Hand to the shin, the ankle, the foot or the floor. Rolling open through the waist, looking at the floor for balance or turning the head to look at the ceiling. Following into pubic bone to the belly button, ribs tucking back, chest lifting towards the ears. The belly breath will keep you calm. Pressing into the soles of the feet. And then on the out breath of the sixth breath, the right arm drops down. You fold the body forward and the hands come between the legs to the mat. Now again, if you can't reach the floor, you can always grab blocks and have them as bringing the floor closer to you. Lower the body down. Chest towards the ears, ribs tuck back, sit bones roll back. Press into the big toes, little toes, heels of the foot. If you have a slight bend in your knees, that's okay. You can bend them as much as you need to. You can step the hands through the legs if you want to. And then on the out breath of the sixth breath, release the hands under the shoulders. Heel toe the feet to just wider than the hips. If you've got blocks, you slide them underneath your bottom and you work your way down into a squat. Either elbows to the thighs, bottom to the blocks, or you drop all the way down to the floor. Elbows tuck inside the knees, knees press against the elbows, square off the wrists. Chin into the throat, pubic bone to belly button, ribs back, chest towards the ears. Lengthening your spine, following your breath. On the out breath of your sixth breath, release the hands, release the blocks, and come down into thunderbolt pose. Again, supporting between the calves and the bottom if you need to. Left hand under right, gaze down the nose, follow the breath. So this time we're going to move through the sequence just a little bit faster. So just 4 breaths per pose. Turning to the right side of the mat or the right end of the mat. Fold down into child's pose. By now you know where your head needs to be. But you may also find that your body's warmed, so your forehead reaches the floor a little bit easier. 4 breaths. On the out breath of the 4th breath, lift the head, slide the hands out in front, bring the body down onto the belly. Slide your arms all the way out in front. Toes touch, heels apart. Press through the tops of the feet, lift the kneecaps, firm thighs, pubic bone to belly button. Breath into the belly, lift up onto the waist. Arms, legs, head. 4 breaths. On the 4th out breath, lower everything down. Toes tuck, hands slide under the shoulders. Press the body up and into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Stay on the balls of the feet until you roll your sit bones back, chest towards the floor, crown of the head towards the floor, shoulders roll open, palms press, lower the heels. Follow the breath. On the out breath of the 4th breath, look forward, rock forward, bringing the left foot forward, right foot forward. Press through the feet, drop the back heel 45 degrees, lifting the upper body up, arms to follow. Back hip rolls forward and down, lengthen the spine. Deepen the lunge through the front knee. On the out breath of the 4th breath, turn the body to the long edge of the mat. Drop the hands to the shoulder height, palms facing down. Straighten through the front leg. Hinge the front hip back. Hinge the body over to the right and fold the arms down. Shin, ankle, foot, toes, floor, rolling open from the waist. 4 breaths. And then on the out breath of the 4th breath, drop the top arm, roll the body forward and over, hands between the legs, shoulder width apart. Turn the toes in, heels out. Press through the big toes, little toes, heels. Slight bend in the knees if you need. Support with the blocks if you need. Hands on the blocks or stepping the hands through the legs. So you want your breath to be as slow and deep as you can. And then on the out breath of the 4th breath, heel toe the feet together, a little bit wider than the hips, sorry. Dropping down into Malasana, squat, supported, unsupported, or on the thighs. Lengthen the spine. And then on the out breath of the 4th breath, release the hands, release the block, and come down into Thunderbolt pose. Left hand under right, follow the breath. Turning to the left side of the mat, coming down into child's pose, moving the body back along the mat a little. Releasing the body long, arms slide forward, rolling out onto the belly. Toes touch, tops of the feet press. Firm the thighs, lengthen the spine. Breath into the belly, lift the arms, legs, head off the floor. Making sure that you have length in your lower back with the pubic bone pressing into the floor. 4 breaths. And on the out breath of the 4th breath, slide the hands back under the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the body up into downward facing dog, staying on the balls of your feet until you lengthen your back body. Sit bones, chest towards the floor, ribs back, crown of the head towards the floor. Press out into the hands, roll the shoulders open. Lower the heels. Rocking forward, left foot sliding forward or stepping forward or swinging forward. So many ways you can say it. Scooch the left foot forward. That's a good scooch. Drop the back heel down 45 degrees. Up you come. Warrior one. Back hip forward and down. Lengthen through the spine. Deepen the lunge through the front knee. Follow the breath. On the out breath of the fourth breath, turn the body to the long edge of the mat. Drop the arms to shoulder height. Straighten through the front knee. Hinge the hip back. Hinge the body to the left, keeping the body straight. Rolling open through the waist. Lengthen pubic bone to belly button. Belly breath will keep you calm, looking at the floor or the ceiling. And then rolling that top arm down, swinging the body down and around to the center, toes in, heels out. Firm the soles of the feet. Lower the body down, keeping the hands under the shoulders, or walk them through your legs. Then releasing the hands, heel toeing the feet to just wider than your hips, dropping down into Malasana, squat, supported or unsupported. Tucking the elbows inside the thighs. Press the thighs against the elbows, elbows into the thighs. Lengthen, lower back, mid back, upper back. Follow the breath. Pressing the feet apart helps to engage the pelvic floor, strengthening it. And then release, hands, blocks onto the mat into Thunderbolt pose. Left hand under right. So one more round and a bit quicker now, only a couple of breaths per pose. But of course you can go at your own pace. So turning to the right short edge of the mat, down into child's pose. Two breaths. On the out breath of the second breath, slide the body long. Arms out in front. Firm through the legs, lengthen the spine, up you come. On the out breath of the second breath, lower everything down, tuck the toes, slide the hands under the shoulders, down dog. Lengthen the back body before you lower your heels. On the out breath of the second breath, look forward, rock the right foot forward. Nice. Body's warming and lengthening. Drop the back heel. Breath in as you lift, or the body will breathe in as you lift. Deepen the lunge. Lengthen the spine. On the second breath out, turn the body to the long edge of the mat, dropping into Trikonasana. On the second breath out, roll the body down and around to the center of the legs. Turn the toes in, heels out. Always pressing through the big toes, little toes, heels. Your foundation is coming from your feet. Your feet are very important. Second breath out, heel toe the legs just to hip width apart, a little bit wider maybe, dropping down into Malasana. Second breath out, release the hands, the block, and down into Thunderbolt. Then turning to the left side of the mat, coming down into Child's Pose. Feel the breath into the back of the body. Nice length. On the second breath out, lengthen the body long. Open up the front of the body. Firm through the legs, lengthen the spine, breath in, come up onto the waist. Reach into your fingertips and your toes. End of the second breath, slide the arms back, tuck the toes, lift the body up, down dog. Lengthen the back body, lower the heels. Only lower the heels if you can. Bend the knees if you need to. There's nothing wrong with that. Look forward, rock forward with the left foot between the hands or towards the hands, scooching it as much as you need to. Ooh. Scooch, scooch. Drop the back heel. Press through the feet as you lift the body up. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 1. Sorry, not 2. Deepen. Second breath out to the long edge of the mat, into Trikonasana. Beautiful. And at the second breath out, down and around to the center. Toes in, heels out. And then heel toe the feet just wider than your hips, down into Malasana. Roll that. That's better. Chest to the ears. And then come down into Thunderbolt pose, onto the knees. Hand left under right thumb to touch. Close off your eyes. Just notice how your body feels. And with every breath out, you let the body relax and let go through your shoulders, your spine, your belly, through the face. The forehead softens, the whole head softens, the whole body softens. And then if you've got time, you can lie flat and move through just a gentle relaxation. But for now, that's it from us. Thanks, Dionne, for being my assistant. And I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. And namaste. Namaste.